topic. Aha, okay. Okay, then let's start again, perhaps. Welcome everybody to the press conference on blockchain technology for enhanced climate action. My name is Miroslav Polzer. I'm from the International Association for the Advancement of Innovative Approaches to Global Challenges, and I'm joined here at the podium by Alistair Marke and by our colleagues at the Bonn zone, Alexei Shadrin, Taina Reis, and Ari Eisenstadt, our cooperation partners and leaders and pioneers in the field of blockchain for climate action. So this announcement of the press conference said it's the second press conference on this topic, because we have had a first press conference on this topic in May this year during the spring conference, the SBI 46. And all of us who are here presenting and speaking, we are convinced that blockchain technology has great potentials to enhance non-state actors' climate action, and that this is really an enabling and game-changing technology which needs more attention, and it needs to be integrated in the overall design of the Paris Agreement implementation, and especially also in the design of the NASCA platform, the non-state actors zone for climate action. And we are going to present you some of the initiatives, for instance, the exhibit booth that we have with Alexei. And with this, I would give the floor directly to Alexei to say a few words about your work and our exhibit booth.
Great. Thank you, Miroslav. I'm happy to be live on this press conference from our climate solution, blockchain solutions for climate action booth. You can see it behind me. You're free to visit it and learn more about blockchain and how it can be implemented to help us raise climate finance and reach Paris Agreement goals. So you're all welcome. And also, when you come to our booth, you can see a poster about DAO IPCI solution, which is the first ever operating platform for climate finance. It's in fact a digital blockchain infrastructure specially designed for the purposes, for the needs of the carbon market and other environmental finance market experts. Every carbon market stakeholder can find its own functions and modules while accessing the blockchain ecosystem. It is already operating. It has pioneered first ever carbon credit transaction using blockchain. And more than that, 2 weeks ago, DAO IPCI also pioneered the first ever carbon credit issuance in blockchain. And we are moving forward with this topic. We're developing the ecosystem. We have just signed a memorandum of understanding with smart energy meters that can be also a disruptive partnership on this market. Thanks for these smart meters, we can establish the first ever decentralized residential climate program. This means that we will not longer need lots of intermediaries and auditors to verify emission reductions. Instead, monitoring devices will verify emission reductions from every household and reward the households with carbon credits. Huge opportunities for climate finance and for raising energy efficiency in residential sector. So lots of interesting features, lots of interesting insights and partnerships you can learn from our booth. Please come and visit us, and you will learn even more exciting stuff. Thank you, Miroslav.
Thank you very much, Alexei. And next to you are also Taina and Ari. Please share with us also what your leadership initiatives are on blockchain for climate action.
Thank you, Miro. I'm Taina Reis. I'm from Brazil, where it always started. 25 years ago, we didn't have the technology that we have right now. So I'm the founder and CEO of Moeda, which is an impact investment platform built on blockchain to give identity and microcredit and microfinance in Brazil, starting just in Brazil.
If you come closer to the microphone, then it will be better sound.
So we started just in Brazil to finance projects, but projects that have sustainable growth. So that's what we can do with blockchain and with technology, and by building this platform and this committee to act for social good and to empower companies to be environmental friendly and to give the right incentives to the companies, and not just companies, but nations and people to collaborate together to build up this network. We invite every one of you that is like right there with us, that works with blockchain, that works with artificial intelligence to bring technology for really achieve and make a difference in the world. Because that is how we can scale and we can really incentivize sustainable growth.
Thank you very much. Ari, could you also share some information about your work?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miro. Hello, my name is Ari Eisenstadt, coming from California, and so happy to be here in the Bond Zone with the Blockchain for Climate Action booth. I'm an activist, impact investor, and SDG advocate. And with these incredible partners and yourselves, we're building a grand coalition for climate action. So that includes entrepreneurship, social impact investing, technology, and civil advocacy. And with that, we want to bring together the social entrepreneurs of the world as well as the creative entrepreneurs of the world. So we are launching a climate action music competition that will be announcing the winners for in San Francisco. So we're looking for partners across the board, across different sectors, across civil society, and we look forward to working with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ari. It's wonderful to have these pioneers in this area with us. And another great leader in this area is Mr. Chao Shen Chan. And let's see if we can bring him into the conversation. Chao Chen? Is your microphone on? We cannot hear you. It's muted, yeah? Let's unmute. Okay. Somehow we cannot hear you. Okay. Now we can. Yes, please.
Okay, and so thank you, everyone, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to just speak to everyone. And thanks. The part.
We've lost him. Sorry, because the battery is empty and I didn't bring my adapter. So, okay, we are now without our virtual friends, but we have also Alastair Marke here, leader in blockchain for climate finance. And please, if you could present your activities that you have in this area.
Sure. Just a little introduction of myself. My name is Alastair Mark. I'm currently a climate finance consultant with the Ricardo Energy and Environment based in London. I'm also the editor of the world's first book on blockchain and climate change, entitled Transforming Climate Finance and Green Investment with Blockchain, hopefully to be released in the first quarter of the next year. This book will be the first piece of hard work by the International Core Group on Blockchain Climate Finance, which I started on LinkedIn last year. In the core group, we've got members from over 20 countries. They are all in fintech innovators, scholars, lawyers, experienced journalists, and some technology entrepreneurs, thought leaders, etc. We joined together to form a core group in order to bring a blockchain discussion, which is concentrated on conventional banking sector now, to the climate change policy community. As you all know, especially we are now at the COP23 conference hall this week, we have spent no less than 25 years on climate negotiations. But the progress can't catch up with how fast the climate changes. One of the biggest challenges to fighting climate change effectively is the sheer lack of trust amongst the developed and developing country parties and almost everybody. It has been such a lack of trust that unnecessarily cultivates a lot of bureaucracy, characterized by a lot of intermediaries, including those in the Green Climate Fund and many major international climate funds. This is quite a big problem for the least developed countries, particularly Fiji, who is presiding over this conference right now. They can't easily handle this heavy bureaucracy by those climate funds in order to get the funding they desperately need to cope with the adverse impacts of climate change. And we've seen a lot of lengthy delays in the disbursement of climate finance, which have increasingly become a norm. I would imagine that by the time these countries receive their much-needed funding, the water level will have already got their eyebrows shook. So the urgency of this matter prompts me to set up this international core group sometime last year in order to bring together all the like-minded, worldly conscious people, talents, thought leaders on a single common platform to break this conundrum and make a meaningful difference in this blockchain era. Let me be a little bit specific about the book. Here I've got a book flyer, and then if some of you would like to get a copy here, I'll leave it somewhere on the table here after this press conference. It will be the world's first ever book that talks about the blockchain, how blockchain brings efficiency to the energy market by re-engineering the renewable energy smart grids for peer-to-peer energy trading among prosumers. It will involve new cryptocurrency systems that reward green energy prosumers fairly and replace some traditional policy like the feed-in tariff and net metering. We will talk about how blockchain disrupts the emission trading market by redefining greenhouse inventories management, carbon pricing, carbon accounting, transparency, and reporting. We'll also talk about how blockchain speed matches funders or investors with climate vulnerable communities by fading out gradually intermediaries in the current international climate funds, while ensuring all climate finance is results-based. In this book, we'll also talk about how the traditional legal and regulatory frameworks should be reformed to suit the coming blockchain era. So if you're interested in the book, as I said, I'll leave some book flyers here, and then you may leave me a business card. I will be in touch.
Thank you very much, Alastair. Perhaps a brief background information also about what my organization is doing in this field of blockchain for climate action. So, as I said, it's the International Association for the Advancement of Innovative Approaches to Global Challenges that I'm heading. And the innovative approach that we are working on is multi-stakeholder engagement. Somehow, with the Paris Agreement and also with Agenda 2030, it is clear everybody needs to be on board, everybody needs to take action. And the challenge is to give these micro contributions a value, documenting it, verifying it, and somehow rewarding it, incentivizing it, and everything in a trustworthy manner. And this is a challenge particularly important for young people, because young people know that climate action is needed, they want to take action, but they need empowerment. And our organization has set up a multi-stakeholder partnership, GLOCHA, with United Nations organizations like UN Habitat, UNESCO Management of Social Transformation Program, national authorities, National Youth Authority of Ghana, local authorities, youth organizations. And altogether we are working on a large-scale resource mobilization campaign where we said that we want to convince the resource holders of the world to invest substantial amounts of money for setting up the institutional and technological infrastructure for youth empowerment for climate action, which includes an information system, a transaction platform, and tools on the mobile applications, mobile phones of the people around the world that will reduce this big complexity of climate governance and international markets and make it easy for young people to document what they are doing and to get rewarded for this. And therefore we've had in January this year at the United Nations in Vienna a workshop, Youth Engagement in Agenda 2030 through Social Entrepreneurship and Digital Social Currencies. And there we've seen that's really this transaction platform for youth climate action and for climate entrepreneurship and sustainable energy entrepreneurship is needed, and blockchain is the enabling technology. And since then, we are trying to network with all the relevant players here and also to provide a consortium, an alliance, a coalition of organizations which will together partner with the UNFCCC, because the UNFCCC has an open call for partnerships on the use of distributed ledger technologies for enhanced climate action. And we are convinced that we can lead this and that together we are stronger if all the relevant competence holders and resource holders, technology holders, and investors, if all of us join forces. That's our background. Today in the morning we have had a networking meeting which is also available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, IAI Glotcher. There you will find out more information about the work of Alexei and Ari and Taina. And Xiao Chen, the one we've seen only very briefly, is a leader in this area in Washington, the founder of FinTech for Good, and he's also somehow part of the alliance. And in the future, with a better battery, we will also have him then in the meetings like this. So, and with this, I would give the floor for questions. Please, can hear the mic. Could you please stand up and say your name and organization?
Hi, my name is Anil. I run a company called Carbon and Clean Energy Solutions in Australia. My question is to Alistair about your book. First of all, congratulations. It's quite needed thing in the climate finance. I was just curious to know, you said this book is going to come out next year. Is it on Amazon, or where is it going to publish?
The book has been made available on Amazon for pre-order.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
Hi, thank you. Jovin, Singapore. In 10 minutes in the plenary, the delegates are going to talk about matters related to climate finance. How much do you think they know about the ledger technologies, the young people involved, and how far removed or not are they from what's happening now to the discussions in the plenary there? Thank you.
Yeah, the awareness of the policymakers is, of course, only starting, because the whole technology is only really emerging. And as I've said, there has been a first press conference of this kind by the Carbon Blockchain Initiative, Liechtenstein, the Clean Tech 21 from Switzerland, and the Federal Institute of Technology from Switzerland, ETH Zurich. They've had this Carbon Blockchain Initiative here, and they already made some awareness raising among governments. I think Costa Rica is among the leaders, and some countries have already mentioned this also in their submissions to the process, that blockchain technology could help to overcome many of the obstacles of the process and of the mechanisms for efficient mitigation, because there's a lack of trust there. Very often there is double counting or somehow getting activities funded from different sources. And with this blockchain technology, this carbon management and many of these climate action issues can be managed very efficiently and at relatively low cost. And it has a lot of benefits for all involved. And the more concrete cases will be presented. For instance, Climate Kick. Yesterday was a side event about distributed ledger technologies for climate action. There have been presented concrete use cases by Climate Kick in the field of RED and also Clean Coin to reduce the carbon footprint of digital currencies. And the more such cases will really demonstrate added value, the more it will be picked up also here. And we are here to raise awareness and to show that it has high potential, very high potentials.
Yeah, recently there have been some signs by some major governments who have openly accepted the potential of blockchain to enhance climate action. For example, as far as I know, the Chinese government has already enrolled blockchain technology in the national emission trading schemes in China in September. And it is a very good pilot for us to look to. And also, the Canadian government has have issued a press release regarding the next-gen governance project, which is about putting blockchain technology into use into global carbon emissions management. And I remember it is the International Emission Trading Association, IETA, being the implementing partner for this project in which we're also involved. So I'm pretty confident that more and more governments will be able to seize the huge potential of blockchain technologies to build trust among different parties and stakeholders in order to keep humans' work in pace with the rate of climate change.
And perhaps also important, in addition to these technological innovations, there are also social innovations, governance innovations needed. And CIGI, the Center for International Governance Innovations in Waterloo, in Canada, they have had in the summer a blockchain COP, where they looked about the governance and legal implications of blockchain technology for climate action. And also, once these legal matters are also sorted out, it will be easier for the negotiators and the UNFCCC process to integrate this technology and these new opportunities in the system. Any further questions? If not, then thank you for coming and for your attention. See you again next year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, I want over on this side of me. Okay. Oh, she's welcome to be, but I don't introduce her. Do you want me to introduce her? Or? Oh. Well, then let's bring her. Oh, it was not communicated to me, so she's welcome to.
I'll plan to say something about her.
Okay, and then we'll invite her up. That will, because I don't have her on the title slide.
Yeah.
So, okay. When you say something about her, we'll invite her up.
Oh, okay.
Let's tell her.
Could she just sit here and?
Not if I'd have to change my slide.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It would not make sense otherwise.
Okay.
That solves that.